Hello everyone, welcome to another humble experience. I am Heather. What I did do previously is I got a ton of butternut squash and I cooked it in the oven, and then I cubed it up, and I actually made some spears too, and I put it in my freezer for later use. So I don't have to dice that up today. I will cut the spears into cubes, but the other ones are cubed. And then we're going to need about a half a pound of tart cooking apples. The butternut squash was about 2 pounds. And then 2 teaspoons of the chicken stock. So what I like to do is, this is my favorite, just the paste kind. You can use the granules or a bouillon cube, whatever you have, even the chicken broth in a can, if that's what you prefer. 3 cups of water and a fourth teaspoon of ground cinnamon, an eighth a teaspoon of salt, nutmeg, and ginger, and then 1 cup of evaporated milk, and then maple syrup. It says my recipe calls for 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon, which I have a shot glass, and it's about 1 ounce. 2 ounces of margarine or butter. I weighed out the butter, and it's about 4 tablespoons. So let me get started, and I'm going to cut up the apples, and then I do have a little scale to weigh everything on, cutting up that apple. And then the only special tool I have is this for the seeds. If you don't have it, just use your knife. And all I'm going to do is quarter it, scoop out the center where the core is. There's that whole little line there. All I did was just pop that out like that. And I'm just sort of using it like a knife. And like I said, you can do a knife if that's what you have. There's nothing wrong with that. It all comes out to be the same. I missed a step. I'm supposed to peel these apples. And so while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk about, I love my cast iron pans. It's cast iron enamel pans. That's my favorite one for soup. It's just about perfect 4 servings of soup, 4 to 6 servings, depending on how full that is. And you can get smaller ones, you can get larger ones. I think that's about a 4 or 6 quart maybe. I don't remember. I've had it for a very long time. Now I just had it on, I was getting ready, pulling all the ingredients out for the soup. I just turned it on like medium to heat the pan up. And then what I also did is I have an electric tea kettle, and I heated up some water because it says for 3 cups of water. That's the last one. I'm going to weigh these out. It's just about 1 ounce under, so I'm going to leave it at that. And then I'm just going to cube the, like I said, the apples up, and I'm going to quarter the squash, or cut these spears up that I had. I'm not doing anything fancy here. I'm just, they're slightly defrosted, so it's not going to be super hard. And then this one, this package, I'm just going to dump it in. And like I said, I got the squash earlier this fall. And it was a really good deal. Um, so I bought a few of them. Like I said, I just cooked them. I wanted to try something new. So I cooked them, and then I peeled them and put it in the bags there. And then I just put them in the freezer. So this recipe is probably saying it needs to cook for about 20 minutes, but I'm thinking it's probably going to have to cook a little less because the squash has already been cooked. Other than that, it'll be all right. So then, with that simmering, I'm going to add my chicken stock, which, like I said, I bought the paste kind. You can use granules, whatever you have, whatever you like. I'm just going to throw those in. Grab my 3 cups of water here at the sink. Like I said, I did do, I did heat this up, so this is, some warm water. And then, so I'm going to cover it, simmer it for about 20 minutes, and then I'll get my blender out and we'll be blending up small amounts to puree that, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so it's been boiling away. Let's check on that. So all I will do is I have a small knife. I'm just going to poke it in the squash and apple. There's no resistance whatsoever. So there's no resistance. The knife just went totally through the squash and the apple. So I turned it off. And then what I'm going to do now is just start pureeing small batches of that. Let me grab a towel here. And you don't want to fill your blender up all the way because this is a hot liquid. I do a little bit at a time. Yeah, it's just pretty much falling apart. Then I'm not putting it on, I'm not putting the lid on all the way because it is hot. So some of that hot air needs to come out. And what I'm going to do is put it on a variable speed. And then now what I'm going to do is add my cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, and a little bit of salt. My maple syrup. And I'm using real maple syrup. And my butter. I'm just going to let the butter melt into that. So while that's melting, I didn't turn the heat back on. So I didn't turn the heat back on. I'm just going to let the heat from the soup melt that butter. And then I opened a can of evaporated milk. It calls for 1 cup, so I measured that out as well. I've never tried this soup before, and I think this would be a really comforting soup. And all of the soups that I've had out of this cookbook have been amazing and very easy to make. As you've noticed, just a few minutes for this one. So I'm just mixing that around, making sure the butter is all melted, and then I'm going to add the milk, and then you don't want to boil it afterwards. Once you add the milk, but you do want to heat it up. So let me add that in right now. I'm just going to turn it on to medium, just to heat the soup up a little bit. So I'm just letting that heat up, and then I'm going to try it. And hopefully it's a winner, because that's what I'm having for dinner. So adding the milk in there, it turned it a really lighter butternut squash color. But let me get a bowl and let's spoon some up. All right, I got my spoon. And don't ever be scared to try something new. I know I've talked to people that said, "Ooh, what if I don't like it?" Well, you throw it away and don't make it again, is what I've learned. Or you just eat it and not make it ever again. This is really good. You can get a little bit of the apple, a lot of the butternut squash, and then you have those warm tones of the cinnamon and the nutmeg and a little bit of that ginger. It's really good. I will be making this again. You can garnish it with whipped cream, but I really don't think it needs it. But it's very good. And until next time, keep cooking, try something new, and I'll see ya. And if you like this video, make the soup, and you like that, let me know. Give me a like, make a comment below, and subscribe for more tasty recipes.